So that is the introduction to this first Shiksha-ashtakam verse. Shiksha-ashtak, 8 teachings of Lord Caitanya. This is the only thing Lord Caitanya wrote. Just like you have your Jagannath-ashtakam, 8 prayers. So he composed this Shiksha-ashtakam, 8 teachings centered around the subject matter, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Here is his verse. Cheto darpana marjanang bhava mahadavagni nirvapanang sriyakairava chandrika vitaranang buddhyavadhu jivanam anandam buddhi vardhanang pratipadang purnamrita swadanang sarvatma snapanang parang vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So the first, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. My spiritual master teaches that when you're speaking on a shloka, you speak on the synonyms, and that will give you great impetus and inspiration. And since I learned that from my spiritual master, I have found it to be very effective. So the first phrase, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Just like you know very well, Gundicha Marjanam. The day before, right? Day before Rath Yatra, you do the Gundicha Marjanam. Am I right? In Jagannath? Yes. Because Jagannath is going from the Jagannath temple to the Gundicha temple. The deep meaning, Gundicha represents Vrindavan, and the Jagannath temple represents Kurukshetra. That Jagannath Rath Yatra is symbolic. You're pulling Krishna back to Vrindavan where he belongs. That's how it's presented in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and as I was taught. So this first phrase, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Cheta, consciousness, the mind, the heart. That is the meanings of this word Cheta. And then he says, this mind, consciousness, heart, Darpana, is like a mirror. So, if we were pure, we could see God in our heart. We would see God and ourselves, because both are sitting in the heart. In the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Kshetragya, the knower of the field meaning the body. Krishna explains in chapter 13, there are 2 knowers of the field, Atma, Paramatma. Krishna is Paramatma, and we are Jivatma. So if I was pure, I could see myself and Krishna in the heart. But like a mirror, if it's not cleansed, you cannot see your reflection. If you try to shave and the mirror is foggy, watch out, there'll be lots of cuts. So you clean the mirror first so you can see your reflection. So Lord Chaitanya says, in this verse, he says there are 7 benefits from chanting Hare Krishna. Just like, maybe, I'm sure you are intelligent, you probably have some investments. Maybe you have some investments in India. I know many my Indian friends. They're very successful here, but they also have investments in India. So you're very careful with your investments because you want to see the return on the investment. If the investment is not returning, then you do some change. You want to see good return, not like bank account. Well, you get in a bank account? Nothing. Pennies. You get pennies. So you do some investment. So here Lord Caitanya says, if you invest in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, you get 7 benefits. Here's the first one. Cheto Dharpanam, your mind, your consciousness, your heart becomes clean. Now, how long it will take for your heart to become fully cleaned, that depends on me. It depends on how serious my chanting is, how sincere my chanting is. But again, I tell people, Westerners, Indians, I'm not a fool. I'm not going to spend over 40 years chanting every day 2-3 hours and not see some benefit. I'm not crazy. I'm not a fool. I see the result of chanting. That's why I chant. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, you find this line, Pratyakshagamam dharmyam. Bhagavad Gita 9:2. Krishna says, this process of Bhagavad Gita is something you directly perceive. It's not that I have to wait till I die. No, there is direct perception. So the same way with this chanting. Nobody is going to do several hours chanting every day for 40 years plus and not see some result. I know I wouldn't. I'm not that kind of person. But from the beginning, I have seen what happens. Now, nobody can tell, just like later when we eat. You do not know when I'm full. I know when I'm, yes, thank you. Subtik. It's something I know. I've had my full. So same way, spiritual advancement, you will know. You will see how you are becoming satisfied and free from lust, anger, and greed. You'll taste it. You'll see it. You'll know. So Lord Caitanya says the first installment is that the heart, the mind, the consciousness becomes cleansed. Just like any Hindu temple, any Shanti, Shanti, right? So that Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, how can there be any happiness without peace? One of my favorite stories. Once I was in Panama, and this rich Sindhi family, they invited me to come to do satsang. And there was a very wealthy Sindhi family from Hong Kong. Because the Sindhi people, they have lots of business in Hong Kong. So I did my program, and this lady, after my speaking, she said, Swamiji, can you give me peace? I don't have any peace in my life. Can you? So she thought I had something I could give her. So I said to her, do you eat meat? She goes, oh, I love meat. I can't give you peace. I said, Mataji, do you drink liquor? Oh, yes. I said, I can't. I said, do you like to gamble? She says, yes, we play cards. 3 strikes, you're out. I can't give you peace because you're committing sinful activities which prevents you from having peace. She didn't get angry. She could understand. There was something to what Swamiji was saying. But it's true. And Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, you can't be happy by these gross materialistic activities. Happiness, real happiness is on the spiritual platform. Bhagavad Gita talks about happiness in the mode of goodness, happiness in the mode of passion, happiness in the mode of ignorance. But they're different. They're not the same. So Krishna is saying, how can there be any happiness without peace? So first, the senses must be under control. Peace, that's what peace is. Mind and sense control. Yoga. That's what yoga is supposed to do. Get the mind and senses under control. I don't know if these modern yogas, I don't know if they're teaching that. I don't know. But they should be teaching mind and sense control. Then we can have shanti, shanti, shanti. So, chanting Hare Krishna, immediately you will have shanti. Why? Because the mirror of the heart is being cleansed. Then next installment, so that's number 1. Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. Mahadava Agni, the great forest fire of material existence. Of course, here in California, we had much experience of blazing forest fire back in the winter. But what he's talking about is a different kind of blazing forest fire. The interactions of the modes of nature. How life is very turbulent. We try to be happy and peaceful, but there are so many disturbances. So nobody wants trouble. No, everybody wants to be happy, but there are so many things causing disturbances. Adhyatmic, adibhotic, adidaivik. Your own body and mind causes trouble. We get trouble from other living entities. You all know, you go to India, you got to watch out for the mosquitoes. Here in America, you've got ants, fire ants, cockroaches, your neighbors. Maybe you don't get along. Your co-workers, right? Sometimes. I've had that experience. I had a regular job for a few years, and there was one guy in the office, he found out I was a Hare Krishna. He made my life so miserable, always taunting me. It was a good lesson. It taught me tolerance. But he was always trying to catch me, always trying to... Yeah, there's that kind of... So sometimes other people, sometimes not you, but sometimes husband and wife, not you. Sometimes husband and wife become enemies, right? So, material life is, he's explaining, is like a great blazing forest fire. But this chanting of Hare Krishna, nirvapanam, it extinguishes it. You'll extinguish this blazing fire by nicely chanting. Another way to explain it, there will be so many disturbances, but if you nicely chant, you will easily overcome it. You'll be able to tolerate it, because Krishna will give you transcendental knowledge from within. Then the next installment, Sreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. Sreya. There are two things, prayas and sreyas. Prayas means something which gives you immediate satisfaction. You eat nice food, right away. But sreya means ultimate benefit. Your 2 boys, they're going to school. I'm sure you're telling them, study now, don't play so much, study so that later on, get a nice job, you live comfortably, right? I know, all Indian families are like that. They teach their children, no, I know, I have much experience. They teach their children, do good, you can enjoy, but you have to concentrate on your studies. Later you can enjoy. So that's an idea of Shreya. You undergo some austerity in the beginning, but you're going to get later on a nice benefit. So Lord Chaitanya is saying here, chanting of Hare Krishna is like a white lotus. Somebody didn't give me a lotus, but he gave me a white flower. So imagine it's a lotus, a white lotus, and it is expanding like moonshine. It's spreading. So it's spreading good fortune. So sometimes I tell people, like so many places I go, whether it's someone's home or in temples, a lot of times afterwards, people come up for Ashirvad. So sometimes I will tell them, you can have Ashirvad anytime you want. Chant Hare Krishna. Sreya Kairava Chandrika. Chanting Hare Krishna, you can have Ashirvad whenever you want. While you're driving. I was chanting on the way here. I was chanting because I wanted to make sure when I'm here, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Because you know what it's like to, and I have to drive 100 miles to come. So if I'm not chanting when I get here, so I practice. So that's the third benefit. It increases your good fortune, materially and spiritually, both. As you can see, I'm not starving. Right? I have not starved since I've chanted Hare Krishna. Not one day I have starved. Krishna has taken care of. Next installment. Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. This is number 4. Vidya. Education. Knowledge. Vidya really means Divya Gyan. Transcendental spiritual knowledge. Transcendental knowledge. So here it says, Vidyavadhu Jivanam. This chanting of Hare Krishna is the life and soul of transcendental knowledge. Here's how I explain to people. You can read, but you may not be able to understand. For instance, in the beginning, when I first joined the temple back in 73, so every day there would be Bhagavatam class, in the evening, Bhagavad Gita class, and I would hear things, but I didn't understand. But I knew, just be patient, Krishna will reveal. And sure enough, doubts and things I couldn't understand in the beginning, later on, it was, you realize it later. You don't get everything right at the beginning. And this is still going on. There are still things in Bhagavatam, like in the 5th canto. There are things that are way over my head. Don't worry. I just continue chanting. Eventually, the understanding will come. So Lord Caitanya is saying, Vidya Vadhu Jivanam, the life and soul of transcendental knowledge. Now comes one of my favorites. Ananda Ambudi Vardhanam. Here's number 5. Chanting is like an ocean. Now, where I live now, I'm 1.5 miles from the ocean. But if that ocean was to increase, gone. So by Krishna's order, the ocean is told, stay there. It does not encroach. But here, Lord Caitanya is saying, there's another ocean, an ocean of Ananda, an ocean of bliss. And that ocean of bliss is expanding when you chant the holy name of God. I love this concept. There's an ocean of bliss out there, and I can tap into, and it's increasing, and I can tap into it just by chanting. Then he says, Pratipadang Purna Amrita Aswadanam. At every step, you get a taste. Purna Amrita. Amrita, you know what is Amrita? Nectar. But this is Purna Amrita, the full taste. It also, same thing as Ananda. Ananda is Purna Amrita. Material happiness is not Purna. It's Bhagavad Gita explains. Material happiness is limited and temporary. I think there's a song, Taita Lasai Kati Vari Bindu Sama. I think that's by Tulsi Das, I believe. Drop of water in a desert. That's material happiness. In the desert, what will one drop of water do? It'll actually make you go mad. In the desert, you need buckets. So material happiness is like a drop of water in the desert. It gives you a taste. But this chanting of Hare Krishna is the full taste. And at every step. In other words, with each mantra, with each name, you are getting a taste of the full nectar. Then, finally, Sarvatma Snapanam. This chanting of Hare Krishna is the real bathing of the soul. In the summer, it gets so hot. Oh, you know in India how hot it gets. Delhi gets, right? Very, very hot. 110, 115. Right. Yes. So what happens? You just want to take a nice cool bath and you get refreshed, right? That's like, I always tell my wife when she comes home from work, take a bath, relax, chill. It's necessary. So this chanting of Hare Krishna is a bathing of the soul. So those are the 7 benefits. So Lord Caitanya says, based on these 7 benefits, Vijayate, all victory, all glories to this Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Now, he's very specific on which kirtan should be done. Because he says, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Sam means complete. And kirtan means chanting, glorification, describing, talking. That's what kirtan is. Like what I'm doing, this is also considered kirtan. And because I'm talking about Krishna, then it becomes Sankirtan, complete kirtan. So he says, just for emphasis, it should be Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. He could have said other names, but he specifically says Sri Krishna Sankirtan. So that is what Lord Caitanya personally practiced himself. He also personally did Krishna Kirtan. And those who follow Lord Caitanya, they also do Krishna Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,